All right, in this video, I'm going to make an SRAM cell. We're going to start with the schematic, make a symbol view, and quickly make a layout. So I'm in the library manager for Cadence. I'm going to go to New, Cell View, and I'm going to create a cell that I'm just going to call Group A _ thin _ SRAM. I'm making a schematic. Once I have the schematic editor up, our SRAM cell is going to consist of a couple of transistors and some ports. So first I'm going to hit I for insert, and I'm going to add 2 PMOS transistors. I'm making the PMOS transistors minimum size. This helps in the write operation. Add 2 NMOS transistors. These are the inverters that are just below the PMOS. The NMOS transistors is part of the inverters that are just below the PMOS transistors. Making these a bit bigger. And next, we have our read transistors, our bit line transistors. These I'm going to make a little bit smaller than the inverter transistors. All right, I'm finally going to add our ports. I'm going to go to analog lib. I'm going to add a VDD component and a G&D component. And I'm going to wire everything up very quickly. To get the wire tool, you can press W. And then you just click between the nodes that you want to connect. There's no specific way to do this. You just want to kind of make it neat. I'm going to add 2 wires for the bulk connections to the NMOS transistors. And then the rest we're going to do by adding pins. Now, these 2 inverters need to be cross-coupled, and we're going to do that by adding wires like this. All right, so there our SRAM cell is mostly complete. I'm going to press L, which is the label tool, and I'm going to make 2 labels labeled G&D exclamation point. This is the global ground node. And this basically makes a virtual connection to this ground symbol. I'm going to add a port. I'm going to add 1 port called W, 1 port called B, and 1 port called _B. So this is the word line, the bit line, and bit bar line. Now, I'm going to make the input port, or the word line, an input port. And I'll make bit and bit bar input output ports. I pressed P in order to bring up this pen tool. All right, so let's finish wiring this. The word line gets wired to the gates of the NMOS pass transistors that connect to the bit line. And the bit lines themselves get connected to the source connection on the transistor. All right, there we go. There's our SRAM cell. Done pretty quickly. Now we're going to make a symbol view. I'm going to go to Create, Cell View, from Cell View. This should be making a symbol. We shouldn't need to change anything here. We can press OK. I'm going to make the pins a little bit different. I make bit on the left, underscore bit on the right, and I'll put the word line on the top. And there's our symbol view. Now I'm going to spend a couple of minutes making this a little bit neater, because when we're connecting this in array, this can be a little bit clunky. So we can do this. First, I'm going to change the pins out. I'm just going to delete the ones that are in place by pressing the delete button and highlighting the part. And then I'm going to add pins by pressing P. My bit lines are input-output ports, so I'll do those first. I like to do these with the round style. And I have my input pin, which is W. I'm going to put that on the top. I like to go into Options, Display, and set the snap spacing to 0.03125. It defaults to 0.0625. This makes the drawing a little bit neater, and I'm going to kind of stretch the cell to cover my pins. Center the word line. I'm going to get rid of these part and instance labels. We don't need them. Okay, now I'm going to add some text on the cell. 6T, just to let us know that this is a 6 transistor cell. You can see I've changed the font size to 0.125, and I use a style called Roman just to make it look a little bit distinct. So there we go. And then I like to add a little solid rectangle to my cell, just to make it show up easier on big schematics. All right, so there you go. There's our 6 transistor bit cell. I could probably make this a bit more compact, but we're done for now. So I'm going to save that. Our symbol view is done. Our schematic is done. So now I'm going to go to Launch, Layout Excel, create new for the layout, and then configuration we'll set as automatic. Click OK. We're going to give everything the same name, so we can click OK again. All right, so here is our layout view. The first thing I'm going to do is generate all from source. This button down here. I'm going to click OK. You need to change a few things because it's going to want to automatically put the pins on the poly layer, and I want the pins to be on M1 pin for the supply and ground. I want the I/O pins to be on M2 pin. All right, with that set, I'll click OK. And now it's brought all the transistors in, and you can see if I click on them, the transistors will correspond to the schematic. So here, this is the PMOS for the upper left inverter here, PMOS for the right inverter. And contrarily, if I click on the schematic, it will highlight the transistor in the layout view. Now I'm going to try and put everything into this cell boundary, and I'm going to make some rough connections, and I'll do that in the next video, just to show you what a bad layout looks like, and then I'll start trying to compact it. So we'll do that in the next video.